It's the Bronze Age collapse. The world is on fire, and who better to herald the apocalypse than a homeless Owen Wilson? I sailed across the Mediterranean searching for my big bro, the sun god, and all I got was this rich coastline ready for the taking. You know what? I like those odds. Historically, the sea people did absolutely destroy Kizuwadna in sites such as Tarsus, and you know what? Let's continue that historical tradition by destroying the enemy. Many of the units added with the updates, such as the Nurage warriors and seasoned Nurage harpooneers, are time travelers because they're based on the Bronzetti figures, and those might be even dated into the Iron Age. That aside, a lot of the new units for the Sherden just look straight up amazing, and they perform brutal. The entire faction is all about shock value, and if you're thinking about shock, that is something we're absolutely bringing to the enemies here. Iolaos doesn't really want to take any measured engagements. The guy just wants to go crazy, balls deep even, slaughter, mayhem, all the good things about the Bronze Age collapse and the popular misconception about the Sea people. Now, if you want to learn more about the actual truth, I got a great video for you. Meanwhile, the Hittites are already attacking us here. Slings have been buffed just like all ranged weapons this patch, but they're still not really gonna do anything to our HP pool that's noticeable. That's fine for us though, we're just gonna get a brutal flank off here. Okay, Iolaos doesn't really care. This is perfect. Now, clubs have been absolutely neutered this patch, but we're gonna see just exactly with this brutal charge. This is a very cheap unit, the Sherden Looters. They are not gonna trade as good as they could pre-patch. This is legendary, so the enemy's stats have been massively buffed, but they already got a lot of value. Now we're gonna get the javelins from the rear just to fire on the general, and we're gonna get the Nurage warriors to move away the slingers. It's very easy to manipulate the AI in Pharaoh. Just look at this. You can just spam click, and the enemy is always stuck on skirmish mode. The ranged units never get to do anything, but we get to do a nice rear charge into the Asuwan militia here. They're just gonna get slaughtered. And morale has been reworked, so in theory they should rout off of this, or, you know, an actual tactical play, but yeah, let's see if that actually happens. We're gonna get the jabs to fire on the general. Look, they're already close to breaking. We're gonna move the slingers there. They're gonna die as soon as the Nurage warriors connect. Those swords, by the way, those are from votive figures. That would not work in actual combat, but you know what? At least they look swag, okay? Nurage warriors are just so damn good looking. I love the unit. Alright, now we need to maneuver. These guys are crushed. We're gonna get our swords on the general. This is perfect. Chase them. The axemen are just like destroying them here, but look, the clubs have been nerfed. They still managed to get like almost their value from that one engagement alone. I think that's perfectly fine. Let's take a look at Iolaos. Dude looks like a crackhead version of Owen Wilson, I'm not gonna lie, but he's definitely performing. Now this unit of Luvian Spearmen is just gonna get crushed. This is gonna look like a mass rout for the enemy. Let's see if we can just delay them over there. The harpooneers kind of changed their focus for some reason. Manapati is broken, that's great. We're just gonna go chase him down. This is easier this way. And you know what? This is like the death song of the Luvians over here. They just got crushed. Look at Owen Wilson, dude. He's got some moves. Anyway, a new mechanic here, stealing war equipment. This is disgustingly broken, especially into the late game. But we're a Horde faction for now, so we gotta grow, so we're gonna take him on. Well, we're a Horde faction, so might as well set up camp and get to building. Now, we worship Usil, which for some reason is called Isul in this game, and that's an Etruscan god of the sun. Well, doesn't matter, he's our bro, we're gonna worship him, and we're gonna recruit some more soldiers who are totally gonna be willing to die for the cause. I promise. Can't just outright destroy the world. I mean, you know, we might be barbarians to others, but let's do some research. Tribal outposts, it'll come in handy very soon. Let's see if we can actually bait them to sally out. This is gonna be a win. It's just more fun if we're fighting outside. Oh, AI, you're way too predictable. Well, time for the slaughter, I guess. Alright, looks like they want to fight in muddy terrain. They're just crossing the river. Okay, dudes, you know what? You get what you deserve. Now we're just gonna fight them here at the choke point, see what we can do with our flankers. We're gonna get our axemen over to the side. And now we're actually gonna use the javelins to destroy their general. Unfortunately, Owen Wilson here is taking fire, but we'll remedy that soon enough, don't you worry. Meanwhile, the Sherden recruits are just marching across the side. They are, so far, extremely efficient axe low-tier units. Honestly, the patch doesn't really feel like it did anything realistically to the axemen. In paper it did, but in practice I still don't see a reason why I'd ever recruit swordsmen over axemen with the way they're currently performing, but you know, AI being AI, we don't really care what we recruit as long as we destroy the enemy. Now, because we have so many fear penalties stacked, thanks to Sherden Fear and the Idol of Usil, yeah, this is not gonna be good for the enemy. But what's not gonna be good for them either is the harpooners just crushing them. Their front line instantly broke. Dudes, what are you doing with your lives? Yeah, I'm not gonna say the Sherden are just broken in a campaign setting, but the Sherden are absolutely broken in a campaign setting so far. Just gonna fight in the wheat here? Dude, we can't even see these soldiers that well. Okay, you know what? It's time. We're just slaughtering levies here. Slingers, you're gonna get what you deserve. You know who you're gonna blame? The camera. Nobody else. No, seriously, the Sherden just having a disgusting early game. All these morale penalties, when they're stacked, they're just gonna rout most low-tier units without any counterplay. Is that fun? Absolutely. Our clubmen are barely holding on, but considering they were fighting a little bit of higher-tier units, they managed to get some value. We're gonna get a flank here into the enemy general. Yes, I know, back into the wheat, but it doesn't really matter. Axemen are just gonna cut them down. Get it? You know? Cutting wheat down? That was kind of like terrible, but not as terrible as some other things about the balance so far. But they're getting slaughtered though, so that's okay for us. Some of the slingers are still firing despite being in melee. I think now this is fixed. We're gonna get these guys to charge here once again. Across the water, into the fray. Yeah, this is just a massacre, honestly. Even though it's legendary, the battles are still kinda slow, so I can enjoy a little bit of zoom-ins for you guys. It doesn't matter that they had a bigger army. Okay, I actually got a micro now. No more showing off. Okay, so they just got crushed. I mean, the morale penalties the Sherden can inflict are pretty high, even just from like basically, let's say, turn 2. I don't really see how it's gonna be balanced out without nerfing it completely, but, you know, if it works, it works. The army was just higher in quality when it comes to some other troops, and they just had no problem. Their general routed at the beginning. This is the end of any resistance Tarsus could probably give me. Well, you got what you asked for. I guess Adana is done. Yeah, that was a terrible pun. Deal with it. Okay, bro has no chill. Anyway, it's time to do what we always do, Pinky. Raise it to the ground. Our movement doesn't let us actually get to construct anything, but that's fine. We're just gonna get ready, you know. Sea people, after all, have all the time to bring the collapse. Well, the classic growth research, you know it. You probably hate it because it feels mandatory, especially in Legendary. Let's show some new technology out. So once you research it, you can basically craft an inferior or superior version. We don't have enough, so we're just gonna go for this one. This helps us just steamroll with the recruitment and, well, yeah, food. What's not to like? Let's get more soldiers, sacrifices, and it's time to bring the collapse. We're gonna construct lookouts gathering because more movement, what's not to like? Do I look like I came here to do diplomacy? No, bro, you're next on the raising list. Wake up, babe. New dilemmas just dropped, and considering we're already destroying Kizuwadna, yeah, it would be illogical not to do this. Oh, fishing nets. Woo. well-knotted rope, the game's giving me hints, and bronze torches sound cooler, but we're just gonna go for Master of the Coastlands because we're already nearby. I agree. No, I think we got enough units, actually. Kiyinda should just probably be auto-resolvable. Yeah, there we go. Slaughter. And burn. For some reason, we've got Etruscan gods to worship. Okay, they haven't been documented for centuries later. Weird design decision. And Isul should be Usil, but whatever, he's our big bro, we're gonna have to devote iolaos to him. We also have Alpanu, which was the Etruscan goddess of the underworld, and we have Larun, or Laruns, the god of war. You sure about that, buddy? Really? Really now? Why do so many people wanna die? This is what I don't get. Looks like we're getting closer to wiping Tarsus off the map, and you know what? I like these odds. Let's go. While the armies are marching, we're just gonna assassinate the general that had the big enough brain to go solo into us. Yeah, I'm not really sure how it's gonna work out for you, buddy, but probably not as good. The javelins are already doing work, and so are the harpooners. Now we actually need to get the little clubs here. There we go. Yeah, he's just gonna get crushed. I'm just gonna flank with the Nuragi warriors. He is getting melted by the javelins. Like, I don't even need to get a flank. They're just gonna get destroyed. That's perfect. That means we actually get resources now for this side. Line up. Listen, Kizuadna, you guys are Luvians. You're not as bad as the Hittites. I respect you, but doesn't mean I'm gonna let you live after this. Look, the general just got slaughtered. I don't know what the AI was thinking, but the realistic answer, not much. While we get into position, let's see them getting beat into submission. Unintentional rhyme. But honest to god, clubs are still performing. Like, the armor breaking is just insane. Damage-wise, though, they don't do pure damage anymore, so that's really good. Okay, wait a moment. You're actually moving to fight? That's not okay. That's not okay at all, so let's micro and let's go slaughter them. Okay. I think, honest to god, they're not gonna care that much. I'm gonna see if I can get that unit over to the rear. This is perfect. Let's get some of the jabs here to slaughter them while we move. And now the Sherden axemen have onslaught. So this stance will actually incur a bigger leadership penalty. Like Dread? Look, Dread is already making them waver. The morale stacking debuffs the Sherden can do is just... The enemy cannot counterplay that in the slightest. Especially on easier difficulties, but this is legendary. They just see us and they're already shitting themselves. I thought it was gonna be like a challenging battle of full stack, but... Yeah, you guys are kinda... Look, it's a mass rout. This was a full stack garrison. I expected an actual slaughter, and I'm gonna get slaughter against cowards here. Okay, I guess it works. I just need to micro the individual units to go after some more specific targets. That's fine. Axemen are going here. You go after the heavier spears. I'm not gonna kill the general because that means we just have to deal with a new general. That's perfect. Go kill the swordsman. They're all running! What even is this? Okay, funny update. Look how healthy the enemy units were, basically with all these debuffs and the general death, they just instantly routed. This is unexpected and this is legendary. Look how healthy they are. I think I kind of owe you a real battle, so let's take this. It's the fall of Kizuatna. I promise I'm not cheesing a reinforcement point. Okay, I actually lied. I am cheesing a reinforcement point. Let's just see how long they can last now versus the full might of the Sherden. If we've learned anything, that's that they're gonna run away at the first sign of danger. You know, nothing against the Luvian courage. I'm sure some of them were brave, but you dudes are not really striking me like that. There we go, just getting the perfect charges off. Can't really see much in the forest, but hey, that's fine. We're here just to have some fun. We're gonna get those levies on the side. Perfect, perfect. Let's get those guys there. Into the rear. And now it's time for Dread. We just order everybody to advance. And this is gonna be just disgusting in every way possible. We're gonna use this army to go for the main, and we're just gonna slaughter the reinforcements. The general is just gonna get peppered by the jabs. We're gonna get some nice charges in here. Let's see if the swords can do something. Yeah, it's hard to see with the bushes, but at least the models look nice. Are those Mycenian type swords? They look like them at least. Okay, can you guys reach the skirmishers? Thank you very much. Yeah, they're just gonna get crushed over there once they get... The front line is already breaking. It's not just because axemen are disgusting, even after the nerf, or because I'm fighting militia. The Dread stance is just that powerful. Okay, so we are still advancing towards that destination. Okay, perfect. We collapsed this. We're gonna get a nice little rear charge. Let's get these guys to get the javelins away from the field. Clubmen doing clubmen stuff. Yeah, they're just terrified. Look, armored Anatolian spears are not a low-tier unit. They should absolutely be able to tank it out, but look, they're just running head first. Listen, I love Hittites, I love Luvians. Don't make me think of you guys as like chickens now, please. Like, have some dignity, okay? Well, I don't know. The new stances definitely feel good. The general leadership stacking that you can do on the campaign and in battle, insane. This is not even a battle, this is just massacring, you know, fleeing pigs. Well, I guess that's it for Kizuwadna. And the glorious city of Kizuwadna is gonna get razed. Took us a while, but we finally got there. Now, too bad the enemy armies were basically just too scared to put up a proper battle, but you know what? It is what it is. I get it. The Sherden are just that amazing. Now we got a new item, fishing nets. Ancillaries are always fun. Well, let's take a look. Raiding income, yeah, I'll gladly take that over essence. Ammunition, honestly, nah, it's not worth it. We're taking the fishing nets. We love the new items. It's shiny. So, that's about it for this episode. There's a lot more of the Bronze Age world to actually burn to the ground or perhaps even settle. I hope you enjoyed some of the new Sherden gameplay and, well, you know what? Expect a lot more historical stuff soon. And until the next time...